Jareth Hallam still to register a lap time, 52 minutes and 39 seconds left in this opening practice session.
It is all about getting the tires up to temperature and a feel for the car in these early stages. No need to push just yet.
Philip Kunz also yet to put a time on the board, with 52 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in practice.
You really want to get that initial shakedown lap done quickly to check all systems, then you can start building the pace.
Jareth Hallam now on the board, a 131.366 puts them into 4th position, 51 minutes and 7 seconds left on the clock.
That's a solid first flying lap for Hallam, gets them in the rhythm and gives the engineers data to work with straight away.
Philip Kunz slots into 3rd with a 130.514, with 50 minutes and 35 seconds still to run in this practice session.
We're still waiting for Niall Gagan to register a time, running down the start-finish straight now.
Thomas Kruger Dorado goes fastest, a 130.028 puts them top of the timesheets with 49 minutes and 30 seconds remaining.
David Johnston is another driver yet to set a time, still waiting for that first effort as the clock ticks down to 48 to 58.
Niall Gagan still without a lap time, navigating the start-finish straight now.
David Johnston is making their way through the hairpin, still building up to that first timed lap, 47 to 54 left.
Philip Kunz currently sitting in third with that 1:30.514, through the 100R now with 47 minutes and 22 seconds to go.
The 100R is a real test of confidence and car balance, crucial for carrying speed onto the next straight.
We're still waiting for Josh Dodd to put a time on the board, 46 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in practice. New fastest time, Nigel Walters goes P1 with a 1:29.449, currently through the Dunlop corner.
That's a strong showing from Walters, pushing hard and finding grip where others are still searching for it. Dunlop is a great corner to show that confidence.
Martin Mull slots into second place with a 1:29.900, currently navigating the hairpin. David Johnston still without a time, making their way through the Daiichi section.
Daiichi is a tricky braking zone, easy to outbrake yourself there and lose a lot of time. Patience is key.
Phil Bodkin is another driver yet to set a competitive lap time. They are currently in the Daiichi section.
They'll be looking to extract some initial data from the car on this lap, just making sure everything is working as it should before building up to a quicker time.
Joel Lemrick also without a time, currently in the Nets corner.
Niall Gagan finally registers a time, a 1:32.612, putting them into 7th position.
Phil Bodkin still without a time lap, through the Daiichi section. Martin Mull improves their time to a 1:29.877, holding on to second place as they pass through Nets corner.
Still no time on the board for Phil Bodkin, 42 minutes and 2 seconds remain.
Jareth Hallam shaves a bit off their previous best, now a 131.283, remains in 5th and through next corner.
Every little improvement helps in practice, even a tenth can give the engineers valuable setup direction.
Josh Daw now registers a time, a 132.406 puts them into 7th position as they navigate next corner. Jareth Hallam jumps up to 2nd place. A 129.830 is their new best, through the hairpin now.
That's a significant improvement from Hallam, really digging deep and finding a rhythm with the car. That puts them right up there.
Nigel Walters still holding onto the top spot with that 129.449, less than a minute separating the top two now.
It's all about consistency and then pushing the limits. Walters clearly found that sweet spot earlier on.
Martin Mull with that 129.877, now in 4th position, heading down the start-finish straight.
They'll be looking to respond to Hallam's recent pace. Finding those last few tenths is incredibly difficult but so rewarding.
Jareth Hallam remains in 2nd, just over 4 tenths off the fastest time, 38:49 on the clock. Josh Daw improves their time to a 131.680, moving up to 6th position. Nigel Walters still leading the pack with that 129.449, as we approach the halfway mark of this session.
They're really looking comfortable out there, the car seems dialed in. That's what you want early on a race weekend.
Joel Lemrick now on the board with a 131.743, placing them in 7th as they go through next corner.
It's good to see them finally get a banter lap in. Now the real work begins, refining the setup and finding pace.
Phil Bodkin registers a 131.985, putting them into 9th, currently in the Daiichi section. Kunz currently 5th with a 130.514, heading down the start-finish straight.
They'll be looking to make some changes and go again on this run, maybe push the braking points a little further.
Philip Kunz maintaining 5th position with that 130.514, still on the start-finish straight with 35 minutes and 42 seconds remaining. Maximilian Turbin is another driver yet to set a lap time, as they make their way through Dunlop Corner.
They'll be taking it steady, learning the track and getting a feel for the car on these first few laps. No need for heroics yet.
Joel Lemerick currently 7th with a 131.743, now on the start-finish straight.
Josh Daw holding on to 6th position, 34 minutes and 38 seconds left on the clock.
Philip Kunz improves their time, now a 130.112 puts them into 5th, through the 100R.
Maximilian Turbin still to post a time, making their way through Panasonic Corner.
Nigel Walters continues to lead, still with that 129.449, driving down the start-finish straight.
Still no timed lap from Maximilian Turbin, the clock continues to tick down with 32 to 30 remaining.
Thomas Kruger Dorado improves to a 129.874, that moves them up into 5th position, through the 100R now.
That's a good step for Kruger Dorado. Getting into the 129S is important for confidence. That 100R exit is critical for the lap time.
Phil Bodkin remains in 10th position, with that 131.985, as we near the final 30 minutes of practice.
They'll be looking at the data, seeing where they can gain a few tenths. Every corner holds a secret, and they'll be searching for them.
Maximilian Turbin finally sets a time, a 131.261 puts them into 6th place, through Dunlop Corner.
Still 10th for Phil Bodkin, 30 minutes and 22 seconds left to improve their position.
Maximilian Turbin holding 6th, a 131.261 their best, now navigating the Coca-Cola corner. Joel Lemrick holding 8th with that 131.743, now into the 100R.
They'll want to find some more pace soon, it's getting tight in that mid-pack. Every tenth counts in practice.
Nigel Walber's still commanding the top spot, 129.449, through Nets corner now.
They're just so consistent, hitting their marks every time. That's the sign of a driver truly at one with their car.
Joel Lemrick currently 8th with a 131.743, now on the start-finish straight. Dominic Fobard yet to put a time on the board, making their way through Nets corner.
They'll be hoping for a clean lap, getting a feel for the car, checking the braking points before they can push for pace.
Joel Lemrick improves their time to a 131.310, moving up to 8th position. Thomas Kruger Dorado finds even more pace, a 129.782 elevates them to third position. Nigel Walters still unchallenged at the top of the standings, holding that 129.449 through Nets corner.
Everyone else is chipping away, but Walter's initial pace was just so strong. They'll be fine-tuning now.
Sees them in the fifth position.
They're really starting to get on top of the car now, finding those crucial tenths. That's a good rhythm they're in.
Chris Stokes still without a time lap, on the start-finish straight now with 25 minutes and 5 seconds remaining. Josh Daw makes a significant jump up the order, a 129.917 puts them into sixth.
That's a fantastic effort from Daw, straight into the 129s. That will give them a lot of confidence for the rest of the session.
Maximilian Turbin improves their time to a 131.109, moving them to 7th, currently on the start-finish straight.
Every lap is about building pace and confidence. It's a constant dialogue between the driver and the car in practice.
Currently holding 5th with that 129.870, heading down the start-finish straight.
They're really finding the limit now. It's about pushing that little bit harder without overdriving the car.
Daniel Holland yet to post a time, through the Dunlop corner with 23 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. Phil Botkin improves their best time, a 131.171 puts them into 8th position. Daniel Holland still without a time on the board, making their way through the 100R section.
It can take a few laps to really get comfortable, especially if they're trying different setup configurations from the off.
Joel Lemerick currently 9th with a 131.310, now through the 100R. John Boontakis registers a 131.542, putting them in 10th as they come through Panasonic Corner.
Philip Kunz maintaining 5th position with that 129.870 on the start-finish straight now, 20 minutes 40 seconds left.
Martin Mull improves to a 129.717, that puts them into 2nd position, making their way through the 300R. Nick Edwards still waiting to set a lap time, now on the start-finish straight.
This could be their first flying lap, just getting the tires warmed up and a feel for the car before pushing harder.
Neil Constable Barry also yet to push the time, currently through Nets Corner. Maximilian Turbin drops to 10th with that 131.109, as others find pace.
They'll need to dig deep and find some extra performance to climb back up the order, especially in these final minutes.
Jareth Hallam currently in 4th with their 129.830, through the hairpin as we hit the 18-minute mark. John Boontakis improves slightly to a 131.439, now in 12th and through the hairpin. Nigel Walber's still leading the way with that 129.449, driving down the start-finish straight.
Their time is holding up remarkably well, showing the strength of that initial push. Everyone else is still chasing.
placing them 16th with a 300R.
John Boontakis remains in 12th position, going through the hairpin, 15 minutes and 52 seconds to go.
Martin Mull holds on to second, just 2/10 off the leader with 15 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Joel Lemrick makes a big improvement, a 1:30.221 puts them into 7th position.
That's a fantastic leap up the leaderboard for Lemrick. They've clearly found a significant chunk of time on that lap.
Josh Daw currently 6th with that 129.917, now looking to see if they can find more pace.
Martin Mull still in second, their 129.717 holding firm, just over 13 minutes left.
Josh Daw dropped 1 spot to 7th, but still with that competitive 129.917. Chris Stokes still without a time on the board, on the start-finish straight, 12 minutes 40 seconds left.
They're really cutting it fine here. Every minute counts in practice to get the car dialed in.
Phil Botkin improves again, a 131.098 moves them into 12th position, currently on the start-finish straight.
Every little bit helps. They're clearly working through their program and finding some consistent pace.
Elliot Norden registers a 134.694, putting them into 17th as they cross the start-finish line.
That's their first marker. They'll be looking to quickly improve on that. The circuit has more to give.
Niall Gagan improves to a 131.791, moving up to 16th position.
They're making steady progress, which is what you want to see. Building confidence is key.
Nick Edwards finally on the board with a 130.341, putting them into 9th, down the start-finish straight.
That's a very respectable first-time lap for Edwards, showing they're quickly getting up to speed.
Nigel Walters still P1, 129.449, through the 100R with just over 10 minutes left. Dominic Fovarg improves to a 131.866, now in 17th, crossing the start-finish line.
They're chipping away at it, finding those small gains. Every session is a learning experience.
Chris Stokes sets their first time, a 131.705, placing them in 17th through the 100R.
Finally on the board for Stokes. Now they can start to build from that baseline time.
Josh Daw holding 7th with that 129.917, heading down the start-finish straight. Phil Bodkin with a fantastic lap, a 130.001 puts them into 9th, just shy of the 129s, through the hairpin.
Oh, so close to breaking into the 129s for Bodkin. That's a serious jump in pace, really finding the limit there.
Nigel Walters still P1, through Nets corner, 129.449, as we head into the final few minutes. Neil Constable Barry sets a 130.879, putting them 14th through Panasonic corner. Nick Edwards holds on to 12th with their 130.341, as the clock continues to count down.
They'll be looking for one last push here, trying to squeeze out every last bit of performance.
Jimmy Lindo posts a 130.778, putting them into 14th position on the start-finish straight.
Good to see Lindo on the board, that's a decent first effort, now to see if they can refine it.
Bodkin remains ninth, agonizingly close to that 129 mark with 5 minutes and 27 seconds left.
They'll be pushing hard to find that last thousand for the second. It's all about precision in these final moments.
Thomas Kruger Dorado currently 5th with a 129.782, making their way through Dunlop Corner. Niall Gagan improves their time to a 131.349, moving up slightly to 19th. Daniel Holland on the board with a 130.991, putting them into 16th position. Phil Bodkin drops to 10th, but still with that 130.001 through Dunlop Corner now.
It's so tight in that midfield, a 10th here or they can make a huge difference to your position. Niall Gagan holding 19th with their 131.349 through Coca-Cola Corner. Thomas Kruger Dorado in 6th, 129.782, now on the start-finish straight. Jimmy Lindo holding 15th, their best a 130.778 through the 100R now.
Maximilian Turbin improves their time, a 130.492 puts them into 14th as they go through Dunlop Corner.
A good late improvement for Turbin, that'll give them something positive to take from the session.
Thomas Kruger Dorado remains in 6th with a 129.782 on the start-finish straight, just 39 seconds left in practice. Nick Edwards holds 13th with that 130.341 as the final seconds tick away.
They'll be pushing right to the flag, but it looks like the session is almost over for everyone.
David Constable Barry sets a rapid 129.939, putting them into 8th position, a strong late showing with 24 seconds left. Jimmy Lindo holding 15th with that 130.778, heading down the start-finish straight as the session nears its end.
They'll be looking to gather as much data as possible on this final lap, even if they can't improve their time.
Maximilian Turbin remains in 14th with that 130.492, just 1 minute and 29 seconds left in practice.
These final moments are critical for a last setup check or a quick qualifying simulation run. Every second counts.
The grid is set, engines are revving, and we are just moments away from the green light for qualifying here at Fuji Speedway.
That 8-knot wind is going to be something to contend with, particularly through the technical sections where it can really push the car offline if you're not absolutely on it.
Nick Edwards, still without a time on the board, is currently navigating the Daiichi section as the clock ticks down in this qualifying session.
He'll be pushing hard through there. That's a crucial part of the lap to get right, especially when you're trying to string together a clean run on fresh tires.
Nigel Walters now through the Coca-Cola corner, still hunting for his first competitive lap time as the session clock shows just over 9 minutes remaining. Philip Kunz is now making his way through the Dunlop corner, still looking to put a time on the board with under 9 minutes left in qualifying.
Dunlop's a challenging one. You really have to commit on entry to carry speed, and if you miss your braking point there, it's easy to run wide and invalidate the lap.
Joel Lemrick, still without a time, rockets down the start-finish straight, ready to begin what we hope will be a flying lap. Nick Edwards, still chasing a competitive time, is once again into the Daiichi section, with just over 8 minutes remaining.
He's really got to push now, maybe trying a slightly different line or earlier throttle application through Daiichi to find those tenths.
Joel Lemrick, still without a time, navigates the tight Panasonic corner as we hit the 7-minute mark in qualifying.
Panasonic demands precision. You have to be patient on the throttle out of there, or you'll just wash out wide and lose all your exit speed.
And Joel Lemrick crosses the line, 1:30.581, straight to the top of the leaderboard with his first time lap. Chris Stokes, already at the top with a 1:29.863, is now back on the start-finish straight. No delta shown, so perhaps on an out lap. John Buntakis is through Panasonic corner, still aiming to register his first competitive time with just over 6 minutes left.
He's got to make this lap count. The tires are probably at their optimum temperature right about now, perfect for a strong push.
Maximilian Turbin now accelerating hard down the start-finish straight, hoping to set his first qualifying lap time. Josh Dawn now finds himself on the start-finish straight, with just under 6 minutes left to lay down a marker. Josh Daw completes his lap, but a 0.000 means that time won't count, leaving him in P19 for now.
He'll be frustrated with that. It's so easy to just push a little too hard, run wide, and lose the lap time here at Fuji.
Joel Lemrick, currently P7, is already 0.13 seconds up on his best time as he powers down the start-finish straight. He's on a charge. Joel Lemrick improves his time, a 1:30.398, slotting him into P6 now on his second time lap. Nigel Walters, currently P7, is flying. He's 0.44 seconds up on his best as he hits the start-finish straight. Elliot Norton is on a blisteringly quick lap, already nearly 3/10 faster than his P3 time as he barrels down the start-finish straight. Neil Constable Barry is absolutely flying, an enormous 0.81 seconds up on his P13 time as he charges down the start-finish straight. Maximilian Turbin is still searching for his first time lap as the clock ticks down, now under 4.5 minutes. Daniel Holland on the start-finish straight, looking to put a time on the board with just over 4 minutes remaining. Josh Daw is on the start-finish straight, still without a time as we head into the final 4 minutes of this qualifying session.
He really needs to hook up a clean lap now. These remaining minutes are his best chance before the tires start to go off.
Niall Gagan, currently P16, is on the start-finish straight as we enter the final 4 minutes of qualifying. Joel Lemerick, P11, is 0.22 seconds up on his best as he charges down the start-finish straight. A big improvement coming. Joel Lemerick clocks a 1:30.183, leapfrogging up to P5. A fantastic improvement there. David Constable Barry, P13, is absolutely flying, 0.35 seconds up as he blasts down the start-finish straight. Phil Bodkin is absolutely demolishing his previous best. He's an incredible 1.22 seconds up as he exits the start-finish straight. Jareth Hallam, currently P8, is on a mega lap, 0.41 seconds up through Panasonic corner.
That's a huge margin for this part of the lap. He's really maximizing the grip through those slow corners.
Jareth Hallam rockets to P2, a 1:29.730, an incredible lap to slot in just behind the leader.
That's what you call digging deep. He's found serious pace when it matters, putting real pressure on the top spot.
Dominic Fovart, currently P18, is 0.29 seconds up on his best as he charges down the start-finish straight. He needs this one. Dominic Fovart improves his time to 1:31.444, but remains in P18. Chris Stokes, currently P3, is 0.19 seconds up through Nets corner. He's on a flyer. Chris Stokes takes provisional pole. A blistering 1:29.564 puts him firmly in P1. Elliot Norton is on a fantastic lap, 0.19 seconds up on his P4 time as he rockets down the start-finish straight. Niall Gagan, currently P17, is 0.21 seconds up through Dunlop corner. He's pushing hard for an improvement.
He's really got to maximize that section. Dunlop is where you can make up a lot of time if you're brave enough on the throttle.
Dominic Fovart, P18, is absolutely flying down the start-finish straight, nearly half a second up on his personal best.
This could be a game changer for him. With just over a minute left, this is his last real shot to climb the grid.
Nigel Walters, P7, is pushing hard through Panasonic corner, 0.26 seconds up with under a minute left.
He's really putting it on the line. That's a critical section to get right under this kind of pressure, carrying all that speed onto the next straight.
Nigel Walters improves his time to a 1:29.801, jumping up to P5. What a lap under pressure.
That's a fantastic effort. He found the pace when he needed it most, just as the session is drawing to a close.
Daniel Holland, currently P17, is 1.39 seconds down on his best through Nets corner. He's lost significant time on this final push. Jimmy Lindo, currently P11, is an astonishing 2.93 seconds up on his personal best through Panasonic corner with just 3 seconds remaining.
That is an absolutely massive delta. He's found some serious pace there, but perhaps his previous best was a compromised lap. If he cleans this up, it's pole position by a huge margin.
Nick Edwards, P13, is pushing hard, 0.14 seconds up on his best as he flies down the start-finish straight with just 23 seconds left.
This is his final chance to make an impact on the grid. He'll be giving it absolutely everything on this last run.
Dominic Fovard, P14, is currently nearly a second down on his best lap as the clock ticks down to the final 40 seconds of qualifying. Phil Bodkin, P8, is 0.1 seconds up on his best time through Panasonic corner with just under a minute left.
He's really found some rhythm in the later stages of this session, which is crucial for carrying speed through that technical section.
Phil Bodkin improves his best lap to a 1:30.022, but he stays put in P8 on the grid.
Every 10th really counts now, and P8 is still a very respectable starting position in this competitive field.
Welcome to Fuji Speedway GP. A clear sky above but a challenging 7 miles per hour wind is already making its presence felt as the lights are about to go out.
That wind can really play havoc with the car's aerodynamics, especially through the faster S's. You've got to be so precise with your steering inputs in these conditions.
On the front row, in position 2, we have Philipp Kuntz, the German ace, piloting his JT5 Shiro 2021.
Kuntz is a pro-class driver, so he'll be looking to leverage all that experience. Starting P2 here at Fuji is a prime spot. You can really dictate the pace into turn 1.
Further back on the second row, in 4th position, is Elliot Norton from the United Kingdom, behind the wheel of his JT5 SNX 2021.
Norton's a Pro-Am driver starting P4, and you know, sometimes that mixed class grid can lead to some interesting early race dynamics. He'll need a clean run into turn 1.
Starting from 6th on the grid, we have another Brit, Nigel Walters, in his JT5 Toyota 2021, an M-Class driver looking to make an impression. Just behind him, in 7th, is Thomas Kruger Dorado, another UK driver, in a JT5 Toyota 2021, competing in the Pro-Am class.
Rounding out the top 8 for now is Phil Bodkin from England, another M-Class driver in a JT5 Shiro. That's quite a competitive mid-pack, and he'll have his work cut out for him.
In 9th, we have Josh Daw, in a JT5 Toyota 2021.
Not much known about Daw, but every driver on the grid wants to make a name for themselves. This is their chance.
Down in 11th, we find Nick Edwards from Canada, in his JT5 Toyota 2021.
Edwards is a Pro-Am driver. That mid-pack can be a real battleground in the opening laps. Maintaining position is key there.
And starting from 12th, it's Jimmy Lindo, in a JT5 Shiro 2021, an M-Class competitor.
Just behind him, at P13, we have Maximilian Turbin, from England, in the Toyota. He'll be hoping for a good start to climb through the field quickly.
Position 14 belongs to Dominic Fauvard from the United Kingdom, driving a JT5 Shiro 2021.
Fauvard is a Pro-Am driver. That's a busy part of the grid, and finding clear air will be his biggest challenge off the line.
Next up, in 15th, it's David Constable Barry from England, in another JT5 Shiro 2021.
Then at P16, we have John Boontakis from Greece. As an M-Class driver starting further back, he'll need to be smart and consistent to make up ground.
Position 17 sees Daniel Holland, from England, in a JT5 Shiro 2021.
Holland, another M-Class driver, will be looking to keep his nose clean at the start. That first lap is always chaotic down the back of the grid.
The lights are out, and we are underway, but it's a safety car start here at Fuji Speedway. The cars roll off for the formation lap.
This gives everyone a chance to warm up their tires and brakes, but it also builds the anticipation. You're just waiting for that safety car to peel off.
Indeed, a crucial opportunity for the drivers to get a feel for the circuit conditions, especially with that wind we mentioned earlier. They're staying in formation, maintaining the gaps, keeping those tire temperatures up behind the safety car.
You're really trying to feel out the grip levels on this formation lap, even at reduced speed. Every little bit of information helps for the race start.
The safety car is still out front, leading the pack around Fuji Speedway. All cars seem to be maintaining position.
Even though it's a safety car start, you're still on high alert. You're mentally preparing for that green flag whenever it comes.
The field remains tightly bunched, meticulously following the safety car around the iconic Fuji Speedway.
This is where you're just itching to get going. You're constantly working the steering wheel, trying to build any kind of heat into those tires, especially the rears.
Absolutely, every driver will be visualizing that first corner, even with the safety car still controlling proceedings.
The main straight here is so long, you want to be completely confident in your braking point and turn in when the race finally goes green.
Still under safety car conditions, the cars are running smoothly, no incidents to report so far on this formation lap.
It's all about focus right now. Even with the safety car, you're not relaxing. You're ready for that launch.
The safety car continues to lead the field, a very orderly procession as they prepare for the start proper.
You're looking for any little sign from the safety car driver, trying to anticipate exactly when they'll duck into the pits.
The tension is building as the safety car keeps the field in check. We're all waiting for that green light signal.
You're playing mind games with yourself, really. Trying to stay calm, but also pumped up for the race ahead. It's a delicate balance.
They're nearing the end of the lap now. Will this be the one?
Every driver will be on high alert. You're anticipating the restart, checking your mirrors, preparing your launch sequence.
The safety car remains out front, guiding the pack around for what feels like an extended formation lap.
This does allow for maximum tire and brake temperature to come in, which could be an advantage on a track like Fuji with its heavy braking zones.
The safety car is still in charge, keeping the field controlled as they complete another tour of Fuji Speedway.
You're constantly adjusting your brake balance and differential settings, just making sure everything's absolutely perfect for the moment the green flag drops.
The cars are still patiently following the safety car. The drivers are certainly getting a good look at the track conditions now.
This extended run under the safety car means the tires will be right in their operating window when the race finally gets going. That's a good thing for grip.
Still following the safety car, the drivers are keeping a tight line, maintaining concentration for the proper start.
You're using every inch of the track, even behind the safety car, to check for any standing water or debris. Every little bit of track knowledge is vital.
The field remains remarkably disciplined, a testament to the professionalism of these competitors.
Absolutely, and it's also a chance to really think for your opening lap strategy. Where are you going to attack? Where are you going to defend?
The safety car continues to lead, the pack a cohesive unit behind it, awaiting the signal to race.
This can be frustrating, but you have to remain focused. One small mistake on the restart can ruin your entire race.
The safety car is still controlling the pace as the field navigates the final sector here at Fuji Speedway.
You're constantly working the throttle, keeping those engine temperatures up, ready for that sudden burst of speed when the safety car pulls in.
It's an intense waiting game for all the drivers out there.
Every single driver will be looking at the safety car, trying to guess which corner it will peel off at. It's all about anticipation.
The safety car is still out, leading the field through the final corners now on this prolonged formation lap.
This is the absolute last chance to check all your mirrors, your dash, make sure everything is perfect before we go green. You don't want any surprises.
The atmosphere is absolutely electric, even with the safety car still on track.
You're really trying to get into the head of the driver in front of you on a restart. How early are they going to go? How late?
The safety car shows no sign of pulling in just yet. The field continues to circulate behind it.
This is where your mind starts playing tricks. You're trying to conserve energy but also stay absolutely alert for the green flag. It's a real mental test.
The cars continue their disciplined procession behind the safety car, the tension palpable across the circuit.
You're really focusing on your brake pedal feel at this point, making sure everything is consistent, ready for that hard stop into turn 1 once we're racing.
The safety car remains out, extending this formation lap. The drivers will be champing at the bit to get going.
This does give an advantage to those who can manage their tire pressures best. You want them spot on when the race finally starts.
Still under safety car conditions, the cars are perfectly lined up, ready for the moment the lights go green.
You're really thinking about your launch. How much throttle? How much clutch? It's a skill you practice endlessly.
The crowd is on its feet, eagerly awaiting the restart of this race.
Every driver will be running through their mental checklist. Gear selection, brake bias, differential settings. Everything needs to be spot on.
The safety car is still leading the way, a continuous loop of tension as the drivers await the real start.
This kind of prolonged safety car period really tests your patience. You're trying to keep your focus sharp, but your instincts are screaming to go.
We're all on tenterhooks here, waiting for that signal that racing is about to begin.
You're always looking for any subtle changes in the safety car's speed. That sudden surge or lift of the throttle can be your first cue for the restart.
The safety car continues to dictate the pace, ensuring a controlled start to this race at Fuji.
You're constantly modulating the throttle, trying to prevent those tires from cooling down too much. You want them primed for action.
Still following the safety car, the drivers are maintaining a very steady pace around Fuji Speedway.
This is the moment where you really feel the adrenaline building, even at a slow speed. You're just waiting for that green light.
The safety car remains out on track, making this one of the lengthier formation laps we've seen.
You really try to get into a rhythm, even at slow speed. Find your braking points, your turn-in points, just prepare your mind for when the pace increases.
The anticipation is almost unbearable here at Fuji.
Every driver will be acutely aware of who is behind them and who is in front. Positioning on the restart is absolutely critical.
The safety car is still out, a steady string of cars behind it, just waiting for the signal.
You're constantly checking your mirrors, trying to get a read on the cars behind you. Who looks aggressive? Who's being patient?
It's a testament to the discipline of these drivers, holding their positions so perfectly.
This kind of controlled start puts a huge emphasis on the restart itself. Whoever reacts quickest will gain an advantage into turn 1.
The safety car continues to lead the field, a very composed procession around Fuji Speedway.
This allows for optimal tire conditioning. When we do go green, grip should be fantastic.
The safety car remains on track, guiding the field around for another lap.
You're playing chicken with the other drivers, trying not to show your hand on the restart, but also making sure you're ready to pounce.
The crowd is eager, the drivers are ready, we just need that safety car to peel off.
This kind of long formation lap makes that restart even more critical. You've got to nail it perfectly to gain your hold position.
The safety car is still leading the charge, the grid perfectly aligned behind it.
This extended run lets you really get a feel for the car, checking all the systems one last time before the intensity of racing.
The safety car continues to guide the pack, a disciplined line of cars eager to break free.
You're constantly modulating the brake pressure, just kissing the pedal to make sure everything's absolutely primed for when the green flag finally drops.
The safety car remains out on track, making this a very patient wait for the drivers.
This patience is key. You can't get frustrated. You just have to stay focused and be ready for that moment.
The safety car is still out, leading the field around Fuji. This is quite a prolonged formation lap.
You're using this time to visualize the race ahead, pick out your braking markers and apexes, even at this reduced speed. It's mental preparation.
The safety car continues to command the pace, the car is maintaining a tight formation.
This kind of start puts a premium on cold tire grip management. You really need to be gentle on that first corner after the restart.
The safety car remains out, leading the field around this iconic circuit, waiting for the all clear.
You're always looking for any sign of a green flag, an indicator from the marshals. Every tiny detail matters in these moments.
Still under safety car conditions, the cars are running in perfect order, all eyes on the lead car.
This allows for a final check of all systems. You don't want any warning lights when the pace picks up.
The anticipation is absolutely thick in the air here at Fuji.
You can feel the energy even through the screens. Every driver is just waiting to unleash their full potential.
The safety car continues to lead, ensuring a very controlled start to this event.
You're really trying to build up as much heat into those tires as possible, without sliding around, just scrubbing them in.
Still under safety car, the field is a patient line of powerful machines, eager to race.
This does make tire management a bit easier in the very early stages. No flat spotting in the pit lane before the start.
The safety car remains out, leading the field through the final sector here at Fuji.
Every driver will be mentally rehearsing that first corner, that first braking point, imagining exactly what they'll do on the restart.
This extended formation lap is building the drama to an almost unbearable level.
You're trying to keep your focus incredibly sharp. It's easy to switch off, but you absolutely can't afford to.
The safety car continues to lead, ensuring everyone gets a solid look at the track conditions before we go green.
This kind of long formation lap makes you really think about your strategy for the first few corners. You need to be aggressive but smart.
The safety car is still on track, the field maintaining a perfect line, a testament to their readiness.
You're using this time to clear your head, to focus purely on the task ahead. No distractions, just race mode.
The safety car remains out, leading the field around what feels like an endless formation lap here at Fuji.
This can actually be quite taxing mentally. You're constantly on edge, waiting for that moment to react.
The anticipation is palpable, everyone waiting for that green flag to finally drop.
You're playing a mental game of chess with the drivers around you, trying to predict their moves on the restart.
The safety car is still out, ensuring a very methodical run up to the start of this race.
You're feathering the throttle, trying to keep those engine revs up, making sure everything is ready to go when the safety car pulls in.
The entire grid is a picture of focus, patiently awaiting the signal to race.
Every driver will be mentally rehearsing their launch, thinking about the optimal bite point for the clutch and how to manage the wheel spin.
The safety car continues to lead the way, the field a disciplined line of eager competitors.
You're always looking for any subtle movements from the safety car. That little twitch of the steering wheel can indicate they're about to peel off.
Still under safety car conditions, the cars are running very smoothly, no unexpected moves.
This kind of controlled start emphasizes precision on the restart. No room for error into turn 1.
The safety car remains out, guiding the field around for yet another tour of Fuji Speedway.
You're always adjusting your mental race map, anticipating potential overtakes and defensive lines once we go green.
The weight is almost unbearable now, surely the safety car will come in this lap.
You have to make sure your hands are relaxed but firm on the wheel, ready for that immediate acceleration. Any tension will hurt your reaction time.
The safety car continues to lead, the drivers poised and ready for the signal to race.
This prolonged period gives you a lot of time to think, but you have to make sure you're thinking productively about the race ahead.
The safety car remains out, drawing out this formation lap at Fuji. The tension is immense.
You're really trying to build as much heat as possible into those tires without overdoing it. Grip will be absolutely crucial off the restart.
Every driver will be on edge, ready to pounce the moment that green flag waves.
This kind of start makes the mental game even more important. Who can hold their nerve best for that launch?
Still under safety car conditions, the cars are running a very tight formation around the circuit.
You're constantly modulating the brake pressure, just a little tap to keep those pads and discs warm. It's a fine art.
The crowd is restless, but the drivers remain disciplined behind the safety car.
Every driver will be looking at the car ahead's brake lights. How early are they braking? How late? It all feeds into your restart plan.
The safety car is still out, leading the field, creating a very drawn-out start to this event.
This patience is truly a test of mental fortitude. You're just waiting for the moment to switch from cruise to flat-out race pace.
The entire grid is a picture of focus, even after so many laps behind the safety car.
You're using every single meter of this track, even at this reduced speed, to mentally map out your lines for when the green flag drops.
The safety car remains out, the field a snake of anticipation winding around Fuji Speedway.
You're constantly checking your tire pressures and temperatures on your dash. You want them absolutely perfect for the restart.
The wait continues, but the intensity is undeniable.
This prolonged lead-in makes that first corner even more explosive. Everyone will be looking for an early advantage.
Still under safety car conditions, the cars are running very smoothly, no unexpected movements.
You're always looking for any subtle changes in the track surface, any marbles offline. You're trying to get every bit of information.
The drivers are certainly getting a very comprehensive look at this track today.
It's a balance of staying relaxed enough not to burn too much energy, but alert enough to react instantly when the safety car pulls in.
safety car remains out, leading the field around what has been a very lengthy formation period.
This kind of extended formation lap can play mind games with you. You have to stay incredibly focused, not let your concentration wander.
The crowd is absolutely buzzing, despite the lack of full-speed racing action so far.
You're constantly working the steering wheel, just feeling out the balance of the car, getting a sense of the grip levels underneath you.
The safety car continues to guide the pack, maintaining a very controlled pace on this formation lap.
You're using this time to make sure your hands and feet are in the perfect position, ready for that explosive start.
Still under safety car conditions, the cars are running in perfect order, all eyes on the lead car.
This patience is paramount. You can't jump the gun, you have to wait for the signal and then react precisely.
The wait for the green flag feels like an eternity now.
Every driver will be rechecking their dash, making sure their launch settings are armed and ready for the moment the safety car peels off.
The safety car remains out, leading the field around what feels like an endless preparation for racing.
You're constantly modulating the throttle, trying to prevent those tires from cooling down too much, keeping them in the optimal window.
The safety car continues to lead the way, the field a tight, disciplined unit behind it.
This kind of start makes the restart itself even more intense. You've got one shot to get it right and gain positions.
The crowd is on the edge of their seats, absolutely buzzing with anticipation.
You're constantly looking for any indication from the safety car driver, any brake light flash, any acceleration. It's all about cues.
The safety car remains out, guiding the field around for what feels like a very prolonged build-up to the race.
You're really trying to conserve as much mental energy as possible, but at the same time, stay completely alert for that green flag.
Still under safety car conditions, the cars are flowing smoothly around Fuji Speedway, a model of discipline.
This kind of controlled start puts a huge emphasis on that first corner, that first braking zone. It's where positions can be won or lost.
The safety car remains out, the field a picture of perfect formation, just waiting for the signal.
You're constantly working the steering wheel, trying to get a feel for the car's response, how the tires are gripping the track.
This is an unprecedentedly long formation lap here at Fuji Speedway.
Every driver will be mentally running through their strategy, how to attack the restart, how to defend their position.
The safety car continues to lead, stretching out this formation lap, adding to the suspense.
You're always looking for any subtle changes in the safety car's speed. That quick lift can mean they're about to pull in.
Still under safety car conditions, the cars are flowing, but the tension is ratcheting up with every passing moment.
This kind of start really tests your mental resilience. You have to maintain peak focus for an extended period without the full adrenaline of racing.
The wait for the green flag is truly intense now.
You're playing a mental game of cat and mouse with the driver in front, trying to predict their restart move to get that perfect jump.
The safety car remains out, leading the field around for yet another tour of this circuit.
You're using this time to take a final look at your mirrors, see who's behind you, who's looking aggressive for the restart.
safety car continues its controlled pace, the drivers remaining disciplined behind it.
This patience is vital. You don't want to make a mistake before the race has even properly started.
The crowd is absolutely on tenterhooks, waiting for that signal.
You're constantly modulating the throttle, trying to keep those tires in their optimal temperature window, ready to go.
The safety car remains out, drawing out this formation lap to an unprecedented length.
You're absolutely fixated on the safety car at this point. Any flicker of a brake light, any slight speed change is a huge signal.
The anticipation in the air here at Fuji is almost overwhelming.
Every driver will be running through their restart sequence, making sure their launch control, if they have it, is perfectly set.
The safety car is still out, leading the field around. This has been a remarkably long wait.
You're using every inch of the track to scrub in those tires. Make sure you've got every bit of grip available for the moment we go green.
The cars are in perfect formation, a testament to the driver's focus.
This controlled start means the restart itself is going to be incredibly intense. No room for error into turn 1.
The safety car continues to lead, stretching out this formation lap, prolonging the suspense here at Fuji.
You're really trying to keep your focus sharp, not letting your mind wander. This is where races can be won or lost before they even properly begin.
Still under safety car conditions, the cars are running very smoothly, a disciplined parade awaiting the signal.
This patience is paramount. You have to wait for the exact right moment on the restart, not anticipating too early.
The safety car remains out, guiding the field around for yet another lap of Fuji Speedway.
You're constantly modulating the throttle, trying to keep those tires in their optimal temperature range. It's a delicate dance.
The crowd is absolutely on its feet now, the energy is palpable.
Every driver will be running through their mental checklist. Brake bias, differential settings, making sure everything is perfect for the restart.
The safety car continues to lead, drawing out this formation lap to an extraordinary length.
You're really trying to conserve mental energy, but at the same time, stay completely alert. It's a real mental challenge.
Still under safety car conditions, the cars are flowing, but the tension is ratcheting up with every passing moment.
This kind of prolonged start really puts the onus on that first corner. Who's going to be brave? Who's going to be smart?
The wait for the green flag is truly intense now, the crowd is absolutely buzzing.
You're playing a mental game of cat and mouse with the driver in front, trying to predict their restart move to get that perfect jump.
The safety car remains out, leading the field around for yet another tour of this circuit.
You're using this time to take a final look at your mirrors, see who's behind you, who's looking aggressive for the restart.
This is an incredibly long formation lap, but the drivers are maintaining composure.
It tests your patience to the absolute limit. You have to keep your mind locked in, ready for that sudden change of pace.
The safety car continues its controlled pace, the drivers remaining disciplined behind it.
This patience is vital. You don't want to make a mistake before the race has even properly started.
The safety car remains out, drawing out this formation lap to an unprecedented length.
You're absolutely fixated on the safety car at this point. Any flicker of a brake light, any slight speed change is a huge signal.
The anticipation in the air here at Fuji is almost overwhelming.
Every driver will be running through their restart sequence, making sure their launch control, if they have it, is perfectly set.
The safety car is still out, leading the field around. This has truly become an extraordinary formation lap.
You're using every inch of the track to scrub in those tires, making sure you've got every bit of grip available for the moment we go green.
The cars are in perfect formation, a testament to the driver's immense focus.
This controlled start means the restart itself is going to be incredibly intense. No room for error into turn 1, you have to be absolutely precise.
The safety car continues to lead, stretching out this formation lap, prolonging the suspense here at Fuji.
You're really trying to keep your focus sharp, not letting your mind wander. This is where races can be won or lost before they even properly begin.
Still under safety car conditions, the cars are running very smoothly, a disciplined parade awaiting the signal.
This patience is paramount. You have to wait for the exact right moment on the restart, not anticipating too early, otherwise you'll get jumped.
The wait for the green flag is truly intense now. The crowd is absolutely buzzing.
Every driver will be rechecking their dash, making sure their launch settings are armed and ready for the moment the safety car peels off.
The safety car remains out, leading the field around what feels like an endless preparation for racing.
You're constantly modulating the throttle, trying to prevent those tires from cooling down too much, keeping them in the optimal window for maximum grip.
The safety car continues to lead the way, the field a tight, disciplined unit behind it.
This kind of start makes the restart itself even more intense. You've got one shot to get it right and gain positions. It's all about precision.
The safety car remains out, guiding the field around for what feels like a very prolonged build-up to the race.
You're really trying to conserve as much mental energy as possible, but at the same time, stay completely alert for that green flag. It's a fine line.
Still under safety car conditions, the cars are flowing smoothly around Fuji Speedway, a model of discipline.
This kind of controlled start puts a huge emphasis on that first corner, that first braking zone. It's where positions can be won or lost on the restart.
The safety car remains out, the field a picture of perfect formation, just waiting for the signal.
You're constantly working the steering wheel, trying to get a feel for the car's response, how the tires are gripping the track, even at this reduced speed.
The safety car continues its almost endless tour, testing the patience of every driver out there on this formation lap.
This kind of sustained concentration behind the safety car is draining. You're trying to save mental energy, but you can't afford a single lapse when the race finally begins.
The fans are on the edge of their seats, absolutely desperate for some racing action now.
You're constantly running scenarios through your head for that first corner. Who's going to die? Who's going to hold back? It's all about calculated risks.
The safety car is still leading, the drivers holding their nerve through this exceptionally long formation lap.
You're always adjusting your mental race map, thinking about where the grip is, where it isn't, especially for that first racing lap.
Still under safety car conditions, the cars are flowing, but the tension is ratcheting up with every passing moment.
This kind of prolonged start really puts the onus on that first corner. Who's going to be brave? Who's going to be smart? And who's going to find the grip?
The safety car remains out, leading the field around for yet another tour of this circuit.
You're using this time to take a final look at your mirrors, see who's behind you, who's looking aggressive for the restart. It's a key part of your strategy.
This is an incredibly long formation lap, but the drivers are maintaining composure, ready to unleash their cars.
It tests your patience to the absolute limit. You have to keep your mind locked in, ready for that sudden change of pace and the green flag.
The safety car continues its controlled pace, the drivers remaining disciplined behind it, but surely not for much longer.
This patience is vital. You don't want to make a mistake before the race has even properly started, especially with so many laps under the safety car. That first acceleration is key.
The crowd is absolutely on tenterhooks, waiting for that signal to go green.
You're constantly modulating the throttle, trying to keep those tires in their optimal temperature window, making sure they're ready to deliver maximum grip the moment the flag drops.
The safety car remains out, drawing out this formation lap to an unprecedented length. What an incredible weight.
You're absolutely fixated on the safety car at this point. Any flicker of a brake light, any slight speed change is a huge signal for you to react.
The safety car is still out, leading the field around. This has truly become an extraordinary formation lap, testing everyone's patience.
You're using every inch of the track to scrub in those tires, making sure you've got every bit of grip available for the moment we go green. It's a critical preparation.
The cars are in perfect formation, a testament to the driver's immense focus despite the prolonged delay.
This controlled start means the restart itself is going to be incredibly intense. No room for error into turn 1, you have to be absolutely precise with your timing and braking.
The safety car continues to lead, stretching out this formation lap, prolonging the suspense here at Fuji.
You're really trying to keep your focus sharp, not letting your mind wander. This is where races can be won or lost before they even properly begin, by maintaining that mental edge.
Still under safety car conditions, the cars are running very smoothly, a disciplined parade awaiting the signal.
This patience is paramount. You have to wait for the exact right moment on the restart, not anticipating too early, otherwise you'll get jumped and lose valuable positions.
The wait for the green flag is truly intense now, the crowd is absolutely buzzing.
Every driver will be rechecking their dash, making sure their launch settings are armed and ready for the moment the safety car peels off. It's all about preparation.
The safety car remains out, leading the field around what feels like an endless preparation for racing.
You're constantly modulating the throttle, trying to prevent those tires from cooling down too much, keeping them in the optimal window for maximum grip, especially after this extended period.
The safety car continues to lead the way, the field a tight, disciplined unit behind it, but surely the race proper is imminent.
This kind of start makes the restart itself even more intense. You've got one shot to get it right and gain positions, it's all about precision and timing off the line.
The safety car remains out, guiding the field around for what feels like an eternity now. The patience of these drivers is truly being tested.
You're really trying to conserve as much mental energy as possible, but at the same time, stay completely alert for that green flag. It's such a fine balance when you've been doing this for so many laps.
Still under safety car conditions, the cars are flowing smoothly around Fuji Speedway, a model of discipline, but the anticipation is growing.
This kind of controlled start puts a huge emphasis on that first corner, that first braking zone. It's where positions can be won or lost on the restart, so your eyes are glued to the car ahead.
The safety car remains out, the field a picture of perfect formation, just waiting for the signal, everyone holding their breath.
You're constantly working the steering wheel, trying to get a feel for the car's response, how the tires are gripping the track, even at this reduced speed. Every little bit of information helps for when the pace suddenly picks up.
The safety car continues its almost endless tour, testing the patience of every driver out there on this formation lap.
This kind of sustained concentration behind the safety car is draining. You're trying to save mental energy, but you can't afford a single lapse when the race finally begins.
The safety car is still leading, the drivers holding their nerve through this exceptionally long formation lap, a true test of discipline.
You're always adjusting your mental race map, thinking about where the grip is, where it isn't, especially for that first racing lap and those crucial overtakes.
Still under safety car conditions, the cars are flowing, but the tension is ratcheting up with every passing moment now. It's almost unbearable.
This kind of prolonged start really puts the onus on that first corner. Who's going to be brave? Who's going to be smart? And who's going to find the grip to make a move? It's all about calculated risk.
The safety car remains out, leading the field around for yet another tour of this circuit. The waiting game continues.
You're using this time to take a final look at your mirrors, see who's behind you, who's looking aggressive for the restart. It's a key part of your strategy, especially after so many laps under caution.
This is an incredibly long formation lap, but the drivers are maintaining composure, ready to unleash their cars at any moment.
It tests your patience to the absolute limit. You have to keep your mind locked in, ready for that sudden change of pace on the green flag. You can't afford to relax.
The safety car continues its controlled pace, the drivers remaining disciplined behind it, but the collective anticipation is clearly growing.
You're constantly modulating the throttle, trying to keep those tires in their optimal temperature window. It's a delicate dance to be absolutely primed for the restart after this many laps.
The safety car remains out, drawing out this formation lap to an unprecedented length. What an incredible wait for these drivers.
You're absolutely fixated on the safety car at this point. Any flicker of a brake light, any slight speed change is a huge signal for you to react instantly. It's all about split-second timing.
The safety car is still out, leading the field around. This has truly become an extraordinary formation lap, testing everyone's patience.
You're using every inch of the track to scrub in those tires, making sure you've got every bit of grip available for the moment we go green. It's a critical preparation.
The cars are in perfect formation, a testament to the driver's immense focus despite the prolonged delay.
This controlled start means the restart itself is going to be incredibly intense. No room for error into turn 1, you have to be absolutely precise with your timing and braking.
The safety car continues to lead, stretching out this formation lap, truly a test of endurance before the race even properly starts.
You're constantly checking your tire pressures and temperatures on the dash. You want them absolutely perfect for the restart, especially after this much circulating under caution.
The tension is almost unbearable here at Fuji, with every fan and driver eager for the green flag.
This prolonged lead-in makes that first corner even more explosive. Everyone will be looking for an early advantage, so you have to anticipate those moves.
Still under safety car conditions, the cars are running very smoothly, no unexpected movements from any of the competitors.
You're always looking for any subtle changes in the track surface, any marbles offline. You're trying to gather every bit of information possible for when the pace finally picks up.
The safety car remains out, leading the field around what has been a truly lengthy formation period.
This kind of extended formation lap can play mind games with you. You have to stay incredibly focused, not let your concentration wander for even a second.
The safety car continues to guide the pack, maintaining a very controlled pace on this formation lap, an exercise in patience.
You're using this time to make sure your hands and feet are in the perfect position, ready for that explosive start. Every movement has to be precise.
Still under safety car conditions, the cars are running in perfect order, all eyes on the lead car, hoping for a signal soon.
This patience is paramount. You can't jump the gun, you have to wait for the signal and then react with absolute precision. That's the key to a good restart.
The safety car remains out, leading the field around what feels like an endless preparation for racing. The tension is palpable.
You're constantly modulating the throttle, trying to prevent those tires from cooling down too much, keeping them in the optimal window for maximum grip after such a long wait.
The entire grid is a picture of focus, patiently awaiting the signal to truly begin racing.
Every driver will be mentally rehearsing their launch, thinking about the optimal bite point for the clutch and how to manage the wheel spin. It's all about that initial burst of speed.
The safety car continues to lead the way, the field a tight, disciplined unit behind it, but the pressure is building.
You're always looking for any subtle movements from the safety car. That little twitch of the steering wheel or a sudden lift can indicate they're about to peel off. It's a game of observation.
The crowd is restless, but the drivers must maintain their composure for just a little longer.
This kind of controlled start emphasizes precision on the restart. No room for error into turn 1, you have to be absolutely on your game.
Still under safety car conditions, the cars are running very smoothly, no unexpected moves, a model of controlled anticipation.
This kind of start emphasizes precision on the restart. No room for error into turn 1. You have to be absolutely perfect with your timing and braking.
The safety car remains out, guiding the field around for yet another tour of Fuji Speedway. The suspense is immense.
You're always adjusting your mental race map, anticipating potential overtakes and defensive lines once we go green. You need to have a plan for everything.
The wait is almost unbearable now, surely the safety car will come in this lap, the fans are desperate.
You have to make sure your hands are relaxed but firm on the wheel, ready for that immediate acceleration. Any tension will hurt your reaction time and could cost you positions.
The safety car continues to lead, stretching out this formation lap to an unprecedented length, a true test of everyone's focus.
You're really trying to conserve as much mental energy as possible, but at the same time, stay completely alert for that green flag. It's a mental marathon before the sprint even begins.
Still under safety car conditions, the cars are flowing smoothly around Fuji Speedway, a display of remarkable discipline.
This kind of controlled start puts a huge emphasis on that first corner, that first braking zone. It's where positions can be won or lost on the restart, so you have to be fearless.
The safety car remains out, the field a picture of perfect formation, just waiting for the signal, the quiet before the storm.
You're constantly working the steering wheel, trying to get a feel for the car's response, how the tires are gripping the track, even at this reduced speed. Every nuance matters.
The safety car continues its almost endless tour, testing the patience of every driver out there on this formation lap.
This kind of sustained concentration behind the safety car is draining. You're trying to save mental energy, but you can't afford a single lapse when the race finally begins.
The fans are on the edge of their seats, absolutely desperate for some racing action now.
You're constantly running scenarios through your head for that first corner. Who's going to dive? Who's going to hold back? It's all about calculated risks.
The safety car is still leading, the drivers holding their nerve through this exceptionally long formation lap, a true test of discipline.
You're always adjusting your mental race map, thinking about where the grip is, where it isn't, especially for that first racing lap and those crucial overtakes. You've got to be prepared for anything.
Still under safety car conditions, the cars are flowing, but the tension is ratcheting up with every passing moment now. It's almost unbearable.
This kind of prolonged start really puts the onus on that first corner. Who's going to be brave? Who's going to be smart? And who's going to find the grip to make a move? It's all about calculated risk.
The safety car remains out, leading the field around for yet another tour of this circuit. The waiting game continues.
You're using this time to take a final look at your mirrors, see who's behind you, who's looking aggressive for the restart. It's a key part of your strategy, especially after so many laps under caution.
This is an incredibly long formation lap, but the drivers are maintaining composure, ready to unleash their cars at any moment.
It tests your patience.
Welcome to the practice session, folks. Just 7 minutes remaining on the clock as the teams fine-tune their setups.
This is where you really push the limits of the car and yourself, trying to find that perfect balance before qualifying.
Joel Lemerick is making his way down the start-finish straight now, still looking to log his first-time lap in this session.
You often use the first few laps to warm up the tires and brakes, getting a feel for the circuit before pushing hard.
The tension is palpable here at Fuji Speedway GP, as the cars are lined up and ready to go for what promises to be an exhilarating race.
From a driver's perspective, those moments before the green light are pure adrenaline, assessing the grid ahead and anticipating every move. That 7-knot wind will be a subtle but constant challenge, especially through the faster S's.
Third on the grid, in the JT5 Moyota 2021, we have Canada's Nick Edwards, a Pro-Am class driver looking to make his mark today. Right behind him, starting from 4th, is Phil Bodkin from England, driving the JT5 Shiro 2021, an M-class driver with a real challenge ahead of him. And completing the top 5 for now, David Constable Barry, also from England, in a JT5 Shiro 2021, another strong Pro-Am contender. And slotting into 6th position, it's Dominic Fauvargue from the United Kingdom, in another JT5 Shiro 2021, another Pro-Am driver in the mix.
Seeing so many Shiros in those mid-grid positions tells you they've got good pace and are well suited to this circuit. For the Pro-Ams, this is where you can really show your consistency and racecraft.
Further back on the grid, in 8th, it's Joel Lemrick, in a JT5 Shiro 2021, an M-class driver looking for a strong start. Thomas Kruger Dorado from the United Kingdom starts from 9th in his JT5 Moyota 2021, a Pro-Am driver with a bit of work to do from there.
9th isn't the ideal starting spot, but with a good run into turn 1, you can make up a lot of ground. It requires a precise balance of aggression and caution, especially with a pack of cars so close.
Maximilian Turbin from England starts from 11th, another Pro-Am driver, in the JT5 Moyota 2021.
From 11th, the key is to survive the opening lap and then find your rhythm. Overtakes here at Fuji are possible, but you have to pick your moments, particularly through the Dunlop and 100R curves.
Elliot Norton from the United Kingdom is in position 12, in the JT5 SNX 2021, a Pro-Am class driver. 13th on the grid is Jareth Hallam, from the United Kingdom, in his JT5 Moyota 2021, another Pro-Am. And 14th, we have Chris Stokes from England, in a JT5 Shiro 2021, a Pro-Am class driver. Down in 15th, a Pro-class driver, Philipp Kuntz from Germany, in a JT5 Shiro 2021.
This is a challenging starting position for a pro driver. You'd expect Kuntz to be much higher up the grid. It means he'll have to carve his way through traffic, which is never easy with so many eager drivers around him.
And in 17th, we have Jimmy Lindo, in a JT5 Shiro 2021, an M-class driver. And what a story at the very front of the grid. Neil Constable Barry from the United Kingdom, in the JT5 Shiro 2021, on pole position, an M-class driver.
This is incredible, an M driver starting from pole here at Fuji. The pressure on the opening lap will be immense. Managing that expectation and defending against seasoned pros and Pro-Ams is a true test of nerve. The run down to turn 1 is long. It'll be a busy few hundred meters for him.
The lights are out and we are underway, but the race begins with a formation lap under the safety car, giving everyone a chance to warm up those tires. The safety car leads the field around Fuji Speedway GP, the cars snaking in formation as they complete this vital opening lap. Anticipation is building with every meter, knowing that the real racing action is just moments away once the safety car pulls in.
This formation lap, even behind the safety car, is crucial for getting heat into the tires and brakes. You're constantly scrubbing the tires, feeling for grip, and ensuring everything is up to temperature for when the green flag drops. From a driver's seat, you're not just following, you're mentally rehearsing your start, looking at your competitors, and trying to predict where the opportunities might open up when the pace picks up.
Around they come again, the grid still tightly packed behind the safety car, waiting for the signal to unleash their full power. It's a calm before the storm, with every driver meticulously preparing for the chaos of the green flag.
Even under safety car conditions, you're constantly working the steering wheel, loading the car, just trying to get that perfect tire temperature for the moment the race starts properly. You're also eyeing the track, looking for any changes since qualifying, any little detail that might give you an edge in the opening stages.
Safety car in this lap.
The cars continue their parade lap, engines humming in anticipation as they circulate behind the safety car. The crowd on its feet, ready for the moment the safety car dips into the pits and the race truly begins.
This is where you're fine-tuning your brake bias, checking your mirrors, and making those last-second mental notes about the first few corners. You don't want any surprises when the lights go out. It's about having everything aligned for that critical launch. A smooth formation lap can make all the difference to your race start.
Get ready, safety car's clear.
The field remains bunched, following the safety car around the iconic Fuji Speedway GP circuit. Every driver is poised, ready to accelerate the moment the safety car pulls away.
Green, 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 let's go.
The lights are out, and the race is on at Fuji Speedway GP. We're focusing on Elliot Norton, who's held P11, but immediately ahead of him, Maximilian Turbin has moved up to P10, and the gap between them is absolutely nothing, 0.0 seconds.
That 0.0 gap means they are bumper to bumper, almost certainly side by side. This is the kind of immediate action you get on the opening lap, just trying to find every inch of track, but you have to be so precise not to make contact.
Now with Jareth Hallam in P10 as they navigate the fast 100R section on lap 1. Elliot Norton is just 0.2 of a second behind, applying intense pressure. Jareth Hallam has made a move and gained a position, now up to P9. Elliot Norton is still right there in P10, just 0.2 seconds back, relentlessly pursuing.
Moving up a spot on the opening lap is critical. It shows great initiative and awareness. But with Norton so close, it's not a done deal. That 0.2 gap means constant pressure, especially through the quick changes of direction here.
We're now with Martin Knoll in P13, carving through the Dunlop corner on lap 1, with Jimmy Lindo breathing down his neck in P14. Absolutely no gap between them.
0.0 again. That's a classic opening lap scenario through a tricky corner like Dunlop. You're trying to hold your line, manage the car, and simultaneously defend against someone who's practically on your rear wing. It takes immense concentration.
Martin Knoll has lost a position, now down to P14. Jimmy Lindo has leapt ahead, now in P12, opening up a gap of 1.1 seconds.
That's a significant change in just a short amount of track. Knoll must have made a mistake or Lindo found an excellent opening. 1.1 seconds is a decent buffer early on, giving Lindo a moment to consolidate his position.
Elliot Norton has surged up to P7 on lap 2. He's right on the tail of Joel Lemrick in P6, just 1/10 of a second separating them. Elliot Norton has dropped back to P8. Joel Lemrick is now P6, and the gap has extended to half a second between them.
He must have been squeezed or made a slight error, losing a position after such a strong charge. That half a second now gives Lemrick a bit of breathing room, but it's still a fight for Norton to regain that ground.
Now with Dominic Fauvargue in P5, chasing hard after David Constable Barry in P4, only 2/10 of a second separating those two. Fauvargue has made the overtake. He's now up to P4, pushing David Constable Barry back to P5, with only 1/10 of a second between them.
That's an excellent move. Fauvargue seized the opportunity. Now the challenge is to consolidate that position and try to build a gap, but Constable Barry will be looking for an immediate counterattack.
Maximilian Turbin holds P10, with Elliot Norton just 1/10 of a second behind him in P11, a real battle unfolding for that top 10 spot. Maximilian Turbin has lost a spot, now in P11. Elliot Norton has moved ahead into P10, and now has a 0.3 second lead over Turbin.
Norton has found a way past. That's a good move, managing to get ahead and then immediately opening up a slight gap. Turbin will be looking to respond quickly. That 3/10 is just enough for Norton to defend the line.
Chris Stokes now in P7, navigating the Daiichi section on lap 3, with John Boontakis right on his gearbox in P8, an incredible 0.0 second gap. Chris Stokes holds on to P7, and has managed to open up a 0.3 second gap now to John Boontakis in P8. Now with Jimmy Lindo in P12, making his way through the hairpin, with Thomas Kruger Dorado just 1/10 of a second back in P13.
The hairpin is a classic overtaking spot, a heavy braking zone followed by a slow corner. That 0.1 gap for Dorado means he's looking to pounce, but Lindo will be defending hard, trying to get a good exit speed to prevent the move.
Jimmy Lindo has gained a position, now up to P11. Thomas Kruger Dorado follows in P12, now 0.3 seconds behind. John Boontakis now in P8, pushing hard to close the 0.5 second gap to Elliot Norton in P7. John Boontakis has gained a position, now up to P7. But Elliot Norton is ahead in P6, and the gap has suddenly jumped to 1.2 seconds. What an opening few laps we've had here at Fuji. The midfield has been absolutely electric, constant position changes and drivers fighting tooth and nail for every inch.
It's exactly what you expect in the early stages of a race like this. Everyone is still full of adrenaline, the tires are fresh, and you're trying to make your mark. But it's also where the biggest risks are taken.
And what about Neil Constable Barry, that M-Class driver on pole? He's held his own against some very experienced Pro-M drivers, a fantastic start for him.
For an AM driver, starting on pole at a circuit like Fuji takes incredible nerve. You're constantly looking in your mirrors, anticipating moves from drivers you know are faster on paper. It's as much a mental game as it is physical.
We've seen so many instances of drivers with practically zero gap between them. Then suddenly one makes a move and creates a bit of breathing room. It's thrilling to watch.
Those fractional gaps are where you learn the most as a driver. It's all about managing the aero wash, understanding braking points, and having the confidence to commit when you see even the smallest window opening up. It's exhausting but exhilarating.
Jareth Hallam is now in P7, putting immense pressure on Elliot Norton in P6. Only a tenth of a second is all that separates them.
This is a classic cat and mouse game. Hallam is clearly looking for an opportunity, and with that small gap, he'll be right in Norton's slipstream, trying to set up a pass into one of the heavier braking zones or around the outside of the fast corner.
Huge changes on track. Jareth Hallam has moved up to P6, but Elliot Norton has plummeted down to P13, and the gap between them is now a massive 4.1 seconds.
That is a significant loss of positions for Norton. To drop so many places and lose that much time in such a short period, he must have had an off-track excursion or been involved in some kind of incident. That's a real setback for his race.
Now with Jimmy Lindo in P8, right on the bumper of Dominic Slovart in P7 through the Daiichi section, with absolutely no daylight between them. Jimmy Lindo holds P8, still chasing Dominic Fauvargue in P7, who has managed to eke out a 0.2 second lead. Maximilian Turbin is now P9, trying to close the 0.4 second gap to Jimmy Lindo, who is just ahead in P8. No change for Maximilian Turbin, still P9, still exactly 0.4 seconds behind Jimmy Lindo in P8.
This kind of consistency in a gap often means both drivers are pushing hard, or perhaps Turbin is just biding his time, looking for the right moment to make a move. He'll be studying Lindo's lines very closely.
Chris Stokes is down in P14, trying to bridge that 0.3 second gap to Nigel Walters, who's just ahead in P13. Chris Stokes remains in P14, and the gap to Nigel Walters in P13 has now grown to 0.4 seconds. Jareth Hallam is pushing hard in P6, looking to close the 0.4 second gap to John Boontakis in P5. Jareth Hallam holds P6, and has managed to shave a tenth off the gap to John Boontakis, now just 0.3 seconds behind in P5. Joel Lemrick has made incredible progress, now in P3, and he's closing in on Niall Gay-Gon in P2, with only 0.3 seconds between them. Unbelievable, Joel Lemrick has seized P2. Niall Gay-Gon is now right behind him in P3, with literally no gap at all.
That's a textbook overtake, finding that perfect moment to make the move stick, likely under braking or getting a better exit. But with zero gap, Gay-Gon will be immediately trying to retake that position, looking for a way back through.
Thomas Kruger Dorado is now P11, looking to close the 0.3 second gap to Chris Stokes, who is in P10. Thomas Kruger Dorado remains in P11, but he's closed the gap to Chris Stokes in P10 down to just 0.2 seconds. Nigel Walters is in P14, trying to close the 0.4 second gap to Jimmy Lindo, just ahead in P13. Nigel Walters remains in P14, and the gap to Jimmy Lindo in P13 has slightly increased to 0.5 seconds.
That's a slight loss of momentum for Walters. Those tenths quickly add up, and he'll need to find some extra pace if he wants to stay in contention with Lindo in the coming laps.
Philip Kuntz is now in P12, a pro driver trying to make up ground, currently 0.4 seconds behind Thomas Kruger Dorado in P11. Has made the move. He's up to P11, pushing Thomas Kruger Dorado back to P12, with a 0.0 second gap between them.
There it is, Kuntz showing that pro-class experience, finding a way past. But Dorado is right there. That zero gap tells you this battle is far from over. Expect a swift counter move from Dorado.
Thomas Kruger Dorado is now P12, with Philip Kuntz just ahead in P11, holding a 0.3 second advantage. Thomas Kruger Dorado remains in P12, and the gap to Philip Kuntz in P11 has now grown to 0.6 seconds. We're really seeing the pack settle into a rhythm now, but the battles are still incredibly tight, especially in that midfield. It's truly compelling viewing.
Absolutely. When you're in the car, those consistent 0.2, 0.3 second gaps are incredibly challenging. You're constantly pushing the limit, but not enough to break away, and you're always vulnerable to an attack. It's a high-stakes chess match at 200 miles an hour.
Joel Emmerich's climb from 8th to 2nd has been one of the standout performances so far. What an incredible drive from him.
To make that kind of progress on this circuit, you have to be exceptionally brave on the brakes and very precise with your corner entries and exits. It shows a real confidence in the car and his own ability to execute overtakes cleanly.
And what about Philip Kuntz, the pro driver who started down in P15? He's steadily working his way through the field. That battle with Thomas Kruger Dorado was a great example of a pro driver finding a way past.
For a pro, starting that far back is frustrating, but it also gives you a lot of targets. You pick them off methodically. The key is to manage your tires and not get into unnecessary contact, because every small incident can derail your race when you're in the thick of it.
Niall Gay-Gon is now in P8, just 0.3 seconds behind Maximilian Turbin in P7, looking for a way past. Niall Gay-Gon remains in P8, and the gap to Maximilian Turbin in P7 has increased slightly to 0.4 seconds. We're well into the race now, and it feels like every position is being fiercely contested. The drivers are really settling into their rhythm.
This is where the tire management and fuel strategy start to become a factor, even if it's subtle. You're still pushing, but you're also thinking ahead, trying to maintain pace without overdriving.
The consistency of some of these gaps we're seeing, like between Gay-Gon and Turbin, suggests a real push and pull without a clear advantage for either.
Those are the hardest battles in the car. You're constantly looking for that fractional advantage, trying a different line, braking a little later, anything to break the toe or force an error from the driver ahead.
We've seen some fantastic overtakes today, showing incredible bravery and precision from the drivers.
It's all about committing. When you see a gap, you have to go for it, but you also need to trust that the driver you're passing will respect your space. It's a fine line between aggression and calculated risk.
John Guntakis is now P10, and he's closing in on Philip Kuntz in P9, just 0.3 seconds is the gap.
Guntakis has found some pace there, getting within striking distance of Kuntz. This could be a good battle. Kuntz is a pro and will be defending his position very aggressively.
John Guntakis remains in P10, but the gap to Philip Kuntz in P9 has now stretched to 0.8 seconds. Philip Kuntz is now in P9 and on the hunt, just 0.2 seconds behind Elliot Norton in P8. Philip Kuntz is still in P9, but he's he's closed the gap completely to Elliot Norton in P8. It's 0.0 seconds. The intensity is still so high, even as we get deeper into this race. These drivers are not letting up for a second.
This is where the physical and mental stamina really comes into play. Sustaining that pace and concentration lap after lap when your nose to tail is incredibly demanding. Every twitch of the wheel, every brake input has to be perfect.
That 0.0 second gap we just saw between Kuntz and Norton is absolutely breathtaking. You just know a move is coming, or an attempt at least.
When you're that close, you're constantly looking for the slightest opportunity. Maybe the car ahead gets a bit of wheel spin on exit, or takes a slightly wider line. It's about being patient but ready to pounce instantly.
We've certainly seen some drivers make significant gains today, and others fall back. It's a dynamic race, always shifting.
The track conditions, the tire wear, the slipstream dynamics, it all plays a role. A driver might be strong in one sector, but weaker in another, and that's where the opportunities for overtaking arise. It's a constant recalibration for everyone on track.
Elliot Norton is P8, now on the start-finish straight, with Niall Gagon in P7, just 3/10 ahead, and Norton is really closing.
The start-finish straight offers a good slipstream opportunity here at Fuji. Norton will be looking to get as close as possible before the heavy braking zone into turn 1. That 0.3 gap is perfect for an attack.
Elliot Norton has made the move. He's up to P7, leaving Niall Gagon in P8, now 0.4 seconds behind.
Great execution. He used that slipstream advantage to perfection. Now he needs to focus on building that gap, because Gagon will be hungry to regain that position immediately.
John Boontakis is in P10, trying to reel in Niall Gagon in P9, the gap currently 0.6 seconds. John Boontakis remains in P10, but the gap to Niall Gagon in P9 has now extended to 0.7 seconds.
That's a slight loss of ground for Boontakis. Gagon must be finding a bit more pace or getting better traction out of the corners. Those tenths quickly accumulate, making it harder to mount a challenge.
Martin Mole is in P14, and he has a 1.5 second buffer over Neil Constable Barry in P15. Martin Mole holds P14, and he's extended his lead over Neil Constable Barry in P15 to 1.8 seconds. Jareth Hallam is in P6, now 0.5 seconds behind Maximilian Turbin in P5, working hard to close that gap. Jareth Hallam holds P6, and he's closed the gap to Maximilian Turbin in P5 down to just 0.3 seconds. The race clock is ticking down, and the intensity is only increasing. Every lap feels critical now.
This is crunch time. Drivers will be pushing even harder, knowing that opportunities are becoming scarcer. Those tire degradation numbers become extremely important now, too.
That battle for P5 and P6 between Turbin and Hallam is just fantastic. 0.3 of a second, that's nothing in racing terms.
It means they're constantly trading blows, looking for the smallest mistake from the other. The psychological pressure is immense, especially when you're aware the clock is counting down and you need to make a move soon.
Neil Constable Barry, our pole sitter, has had a tougher run since the opening stages, now down in P15. It shows how brutal this Pro-Am competition can be.
Absolutely. Holding off the faster classes for so long on pure pace is incredibly difficult. He did a phenomenal job on pole, but the race unfolds differently. It's a learning experience for any AM driver in that situation.
Martin Mole is in P14, trying to bridge the 0.5 second gap to Philip Kuntz in P13.
Kuntz is a pro driver, so Mole will have to be very precise if he wants to challenge him. You can't afford any mistakes when you're going wheel to wheel with someone of that caliber.
Martin Mole has made a fantastic move, now up to P12. He's pushed Philip Kuntz back to P13, and the gap is just 0.1 seconds. Martin Mole has lost that position, now back to P13. Philip Kuntz has retaken P12, and now has a 0.4 second lead.
Kuntz responded immediately. That's the difference a pro driver can make. They don't let an overtake stick for long. Mole will have to try even harder now, but Kuntz has opened up a more comfortable gap.
Martin Mole is in P13, and he's closed the gap to Philip Kuntz in P12 down to just 0.3 seconds. Martin Mull holds P13, and the gap to Philip Kuntz in P12 has now grown to 0.5 seconds. That battle between Mull and Kuntz is just a microcosm of the entire race today. Positions being traded, relentless pressure.
It is. When you're in the car, those back and forth battles are draining. You spend so much energy trying to make a pass, and then you have to immediately defend. It tests your resolve.
With less than 8 minutes plus 1 lap left, the strategies are now truly coming into play. Are drivers conserving tires or pushing for one last surge?
This is where experience really pays off. Knowing when to push and when to manage. Some drivers will have found a sweet spot with their tires, others might be struggling, and that's where gains can be made or lost.
We've seen some fantastic driving across all classes today, from the AM drivers pushing above their weight to the pros carving through the field.
Fuji is a circuit that rewards bravery and precision, and we've seen plenty of both. It's been a fantastic display of competitive racing from start to finish.
Jimmy Lindo is in P10, and he's closing in on John Boontakis in P9, only 0.2 seconds separating them.
Lindo is putting on the pressure. This is the kind of tight racing we love to see. With time running out, every tenth matters for these drivers, especially when you're fighting for a top 10 spot.
Jimmy Lindo holds P10, but the gap to John Boontakis in P9 has now grown slightly to 0.4 seconds. Niall Gay-Gon is now down in P15, and he's only 0.2 seconds behind Nigel Walters in P14, trying to regain lost ground.
Gay-Gon has really dropped back, that's a big loss of positions for him. To be fighting so hard for P14 and P15 at this stage suggests he might be struggling with tire wear or has simply been outmaneuvered by others.
Niall Gay-Gon has managed to make a pass, now up to P14. Nigel Walters is now 0.4 seconds behind him in P15.
Good recovery from Gay-Gon there. When you lose positions, regaining them quickly is crucial for your mindset and for staying in the race. He's got a small buffer now, but Walters will be looking to close that down.
Jimmy Lindo is in P10, and he's right on the rear of John Boontakis in P9 on the start-finish straight, a 0.0 second gap. Jimmy Lindo has made the move, now up to P9. He's pushed John Boontakis back to P10, with only a tenth of a second separating them. Thomas Kruger Dorado is in P11, now just 0.2 seconds behind John Boontakis in P10, making it a three-way fight for those positions. Thomas Kruger Dorado holds P11, but John Boontakis in P10 has opened up the gap to 0.5 seconds. Elliot Norton is in P6, looking very strong through the Nets corner, and he's just 0.3 seconds behind Maximilian Turbin in P5.
The Nets corner is a critical point on the lap. Getting a good exit there sets you up for the run to the next section. Norton is clearly finding some extra speed, and that 0.3 gap is an invitation to attack.
Elliot Norton remains in P6, and the gap to Maximilian Turbin in P5 has slightly increased to 0.4 seconds. Dominic Faubourg is in P4, right on the tail of David Constable Barry in P3, absolutely no gap between them.
This is for a podium spot. 0.0 again, this is going to be incredibly tight between them in these final minutes. Faubourg will be searching for any opening at all.
Philip Kuntz is in P13, and he's just a tenth of a second behind Martin Mull in P12, heading into the 100R section.
The 100R is a fast, sweeping corner. You need absolute commitment to take it flat out. If Kuntz can get a better run through there, he might be able to set up a pass on Mull into the next braking zone. It's a high-speed chess match.
Philip Kuntz remains in P13, and the gap to Martin Mull in P12 has now opened up to half a second.
Mull has done well to defend and extend that lead. Kuntz will need to find a new approach or a surge of pace if he wants to catch him in these final laps.
Elliot Norton is in P6, and he's just 0.3 seconds behind Maximilian Turbin in P5 as they thunder down the start-finish straight.
This is an opportune moment for Norton to try and use the slipstream here. With Turbin ahead, he can gain precious speed heading towards turn 1. This could be a decisive lap for both drivers.
Dominic Fauvard is in P4, pushing hard, trying to close that 0.3 second gap to David Constable-Berry in P3.
This is for the final podium spot, a massive battle. Fauvard knows he has to make a move soon with only a few laps remaining. He'll be putting everything on the line to try and get past.
Dominic Fauvard holds P4, and he's closed the gap to David Constable-Berry in P3 down to just 0.1 seconds. Martin Mull is in P12, and he's now just 0.3 seconds behind Jimmy Lindo in P11. Martin Mull holds P12, but the gap to Jimmy Lindo in P11 has now increased to 0.8 seconds. Elliot Norton is in P6, working hard to close that 0.3 second gap to Maximilian Turbin in P5 through the Panasonic corner.
The Panasonic corner is long and requires a lot of commitment. Norton will be trying to get a better exit than Turbin, carrying more speed onto the straight that follows. This is where he needs to be aggressive.
He's done it. Elliot Norton has taken P5. Maximilian Turbin is now P6, and it's a 0.0 second gap. He's right there.
Fantastic move from Norton. He really committed to that and made it stick. But with Turbin still on his rear wing, he can't relax for a second. That's a position gained, but it's not secure yet.
Jimmy Lindo is in P12, with a 0.5 second buffer over Philip Kuntz in P13 through the Daiichi section. Jimmy Lindo holds P12, and he's extended his lead over Philip Kuntz in P13 to 0.9 seconds.
Lindo is pulling away from Kuntz a bit now. That half-second gain is significant at this stage of the race. It allows him to focus on his own lines and look ahead, rather than constantly defending.
Maximilian Turbin is in P6, now holding a 0.5 second lead over Jareth Hallam in P7. Maximilian Turbin holds P6, and he's extended his lead over Jareth Hallam in P7 to 0.8 seconds. Philip Kuntz is in P13, pushing through Panasonic corner, trying to close the 0.5 second gap to Jimmy Lindo in P12. Philip Kuntz has made a move. He's now up to P12, pushing Jimmy Lindo back to P13, and it's a 0.0 second gap.
Incredible persistence from Kuntz. He found a way past Lindo, but that zero gap means Lindo will be looking for an immediate response. This is going to be a fascinating last couple of laps for these two.
What a race this has been. Even with the timer counting down, the battles are just as fierce as they were on lap 1.
This is a testament to the competition. Nobody is giving up an inch. Those 0.0 and 0.1 second gaps we're seeing show just how much these drivers want every single position.
That Kuntz and Lindo battle has been fantastic, trading places back and forth. You just can't take your eyes off it.
From a driver's perspective, those are the most intense moments. You're constantly calculating, anticipating, and reacting, all while pushing the car to its absolute limit. It's exhilarating and exhausting.
With the extra laps still to come after the clock hits 0, we could see even more drama unfold.
Exactly. That extra lap means nobody can afford to ease up. They'll be driving flat out until the very end, hoping to gain or defend one last position. It adds another layer of excitement to what's already been a brilliant race.
Nick Edwards is absolutely flying out front, 20 seconds away from the checkered flag and poised for victory. Joel Lemrick is a full 6.2 seconds behind him.
From the cockpit, knowing you have that kind of gap and the checkered flag is so close, it's about staying calm, hitting every mark perfectly, and not making any last-second mistakes. The adrenaline will be surging.
Nick Edwards crosses the line. What an incredible drive from P3 on the grid to take a magnificent victory here at Fuji Speedway GP. Joel Lemrick crosses the line in second place. What an outstanding performance, climbing all the way from 8th on the grid.
To start from P8 and finish P2, that shows exceptional racecraft and unwavering pace. He picked his way through the field masterfully and absolutely earned that podium spot.
Dominic Fauvard crosses the line in 3rd place. A well-deserved podium finish after starting in P6. And confirming the next finishers, David Constable Barry takes 4th, Elliot Norton an impressive 5th, Jarrett Callum in 6th, and Maximilian Turbin crosses the line for 7th. Further down the order, Chris Stokes takes 8th, John Buntakis 9th, Martin Mole completes the top 10, and Thomas Kruger Dorado finishes 11th. Finishing up the field, Philip Kuntz takes 12th, Jimmy Lindo 13th, Nigel Walters comes home in 14th, and Phil Botkin crosses the line in 15th.
Every one of those drivers put in a tremendous effort. Even if they weren't on the podium, finishing these races is a huge accomplishment, especially with the close battles we saw throughout the grid.
And rounding out the finishers, Neil Constable Barry takes 16th, and Niall Gagan in 17th.